Good evening. This is Obom Bowen coming to you again. I haven't done a video in a while, and I was actually on the treadmill running about 20 minutes ago before we got done, and thought about this and wanted to share this video and wrap it all back up. Today is my wife's and I 18-month wedding anniversary, and I'm very thankful for that. Oh, dropped my pointing stick. How you like that? So I'm very thankful for that because of the story I'm going to share with you guys. So today I want to talk to you about the power of choices and how those choices really affect what we do and the lives they possibly change into the ripples that they can cause and the possible outcomes that can come from those choices. And sometimes we believe like our choices are not that powerful, but they really are. And I want to share just a short story with you, basically how my wife and I actually got here and the power of a choice that someone made a while back. So here's this little circle. See the little happy face? There's a gentleman named Todd Cahill, who happens to be a good friend of mine. And he was actually introduced to the network marketing business or the direct selling marketing business. He could have said no, and that choice would have affected things completely different than how his life turned out, how mine turned out. So I want to kind of show you guys when he said yes to that introduction. He had all kinds of things in his life. I know him a little bit better now today. I understand at the time he was going through in his life, he was broke on a bicycle, didn't have anything, said yes, found the money to get started, an opportunity, and eventually, you know, his girlfriend he met, actually, who was his wife now, Natasha, one of her first friends, was a good friend of theirs. They introduced the same concept and information to him. He said yes. So that's his smiley face. There's that nice little happy guy there with a smiley face. If you can see it in the video, great. If you can't, there's a little smiley face. Follow him down. He introduced it to another friend of his. There's that another happy smiley face that introduced it to another friend who introduced it to another friend. And I know my wife's going to kill me for this. Who introduced it to my wife, right? So you guys can see the little squiggly lines. That's supposed to be a representative of her here. So he made a choice that probably it was actually almost 3 years prior to someone introducing my wife into the opportunity that ended up being his business. Here I was minding my own business 3 years after he made that choice. That eventually, here's this happy little guy across the way who was going through a lot of crazy stuff in my life that was actually able to meet my wife that day, met her, talked to her. Here's what I did. I told her she was going to be my wife, and she thought I was crazy. So she evaluated me for 3 years. I'll call it that. So for 3 years, we were friends and actually started dating 3 years later. And after the evaluation process, she finally decided to give me a date. I took the date. That's okay. Right? But the power of choices is something remarkable. One of the things I told her that they basically like rounded up was she was a phenomenal person, and it doesn't matter what she did, I'm still was going to pursue her until she was like 98 years old, finally said yes, and to save herself half the trouble and just say yes now. But it still took her 3 years to say yes, and then 3 years we went out. Then eventually we got serious. I proposed to her. The proposal was for a year. Then we got married a year and 8 months ago. So today's our 18-month anniversary. So what I really wanted to kind of share with you guys is just kind of the power of choices and how they affect us and the things that we do. Here's another quick short story, and a shout out to my good friend Helen. Helen saw a post I put up a while back, and I guess I inspired her to do some things and lose some weight. And it's so funny, she put up a thank you and basically what she was appreciative for, not knowing she actually made that choice, made a change in her own life with the action she took. But she put up something on there called like MyFitnessPal. It's an app. So if you guys don't know about it, go get that app. I signed up and got that app because she mentioned it in her post. And the choice I made there by getting that app, putting it on my phone, actually helped me with a personal goal I had. I started the year January at 210 pounds. Now today I was like 178. So my goal is to get to 165 by the time I get to Cancun next month, right? So I'm almost there. And it's the power of the choices, but not so much just the choices and how they really affect us. The most important thing is what we're committed to. So your commitments, once you make a choice, is really being able to stick to what a promise you made, whether it's internal or externally. So commitment is really doing the thing you said you're going to do, long after the feeling has left you. Which brings me to another thing. Once you have that choice, you make the choice, you commit to doing it, you're taking the actions, it brings you to one of my favorite books, and the author, Jeff Olson, wrote, called The Slight Edge. And what the slight edge is, it's really a matter of taking simple disciplines to create massive results in the long run. So where does that bring us all today to wrap things around the choices is this. Here's today, basically on the timeline of this almost a decade ago. Right, my wife and I got up at like 5 o'clock this morning on our anniversary, right, to go spend some time with our folks who's here in the business with us in Miriam from 5 till 2. Then we hung out to have fun from like 4:30. From 2 to 4:30, came home, went to the gym from 7 to 8, and it's like 8:30 right now. Just got back from the gym, and this was the video I was thinking about. But all of that really comes from a concept, Robert Kiyosaki talked about in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But as we finish out this day today, heading into the 13th tomorrow is the day that marks 2 years that my wife and I has actually been completely financially independent and no longer living in our car homeless. So that basically is the power of the choices we make. And tomorrow the 13th, I'm going to shoot another video all about that. But here's the deal, guys. Thank you so much for taking a look at the video. If you like what you see, send me a message. If you'd like to see me do a video on something else, let me know. But I really just want to say this. I want to thank Jeff Olson for being the person he is. I want to thank Todd Cahill for making a choice and sticking to his decision and committing to it. But as we wrap it all around, guys, take care. God bless you. And to the wonderful woman behind the camera shooting the video, my wife, I love you. 18 months of bliss, a lifetime of happiness. You guys take care, take charge. God bless you, and see you in the next video.